Beneath the sun-baked streets of modern Malta, in the town of Paola, lies a door to a silent, sunless world. It's a labyrinth carved not from stone, but into it, a three-level subterranean temple known as the Saflieni Hypogeum. For over 5,000 years, it held the dead of a vanished people. But when it was rediscovered in 1902, it presented archaeologists with a chilling and perplexing void. Where there should have been thousands, only a handful of human skulls were found. The rest had vanished. So who were the bone keepers of Malta? I'm Ibnul J. Farabi, and this is Echoes of the Ancients. Let's step into that darkness. The Hypogeum is a staggering feat of prehistoric engineering, a mirror of the megalithic temples above ground, but plunged deep into the limestone. Its halls and chambers were a sacred necropolis, a final resting place for what some estimates say were up to 7,000 individuals over a millennium of use. The people who built it, around 3,600 BCE, were the same temple builders of Gantija and Hypogeum. They carefully interred their dead here, often with red ochre and precious grave goods. This was a place of deep ritual, of connection with ancestors. And then, it was sealed, forgotten, until a stonemason breaking ground for a new house broke through the roof. The early excavations, led by a Jesuit priest and archaeologist named Manuel Magri, were rushed by modern standards. And here's where our mystery deepens. Magri's field notes recorded something astonishing. A chamber, later called the Holy of Holies, where he found what he described as an enormous quantity of human skulls. But then, Father Magri was suddenly sent on a missionary trip to Tunisia. He died there, under somewhat unclear circumstances, and his detailed notes on the Hypogeum vanished. When other archaeologists took over, that enormous quantity was gone. Only a few dozen skulls, at most, were ever catalogued. The question has haunted Maltese history ever since. What happened to the missing skulls of the Hypogeum? For decades, theories swirled. Were they looted by tomb robbers? Unlikely, as the site was sealed and unknown. Did Magri's workers secretly dispose of them, afraid of disturbing a cursed tomb? Possibly. But the most compelling theory points to a specific and rather macabre chapter of 19th century science, phrenology. This was the pseudoscience of determining a person's character and intellect by measuring the bumps on their skull. It was wildly popular, and skulls, especially ancient ones, were coveted by collectors and researchers across Europe. There is strong circumstantial evidence that in the chaotic early days of excavation, many of the Hypogeum skulls were simply boxed up and shipped off to private collections and institutions, their provenance deliberately obscured. They became scientific curios, divorced from their sacred context, gathering dust on shelves in London, Paris, or Rome. But one particular skull, among the few that remained in Malta, added a layer of profound strangeness. It was found in the Hypogeum and became known as the Malta Hypogeum skull. It was unusually elongated, and some fringe theories even suggested it was evidence of an unknown, elongated-headed species. While mainstream anthropology explains this as a result of deliberate cranial deformation, a practice known in many ancient cultures, the mystery of its origin and the eerie silence of the empty catacombs fueled legends. Were the ancestors protecting something? Did their bones hold a secret someone wanted to possess? This story, for me, is less about the pseudoscience and more about the profound disconnect it represents. Those 7,000 individuals were laid to rest with immense care in a temple meant to echo eternity. Their bones were not just biological remains. They were the physical anchors of memory, of lineage. To have them disappear into the cabinets of Victorian collectors feels like a second death, a severing of that ancestral thread. It turns a sacred narrative into a mere inventory. The true bone keepers, then, weren't the shadowy figures who removed them. The real bone keepers are the modern Maltese heritage protectors who now preserve the Hypogeum's delicate microclimate, who limit visitors to protect it, and who continue to study and honor what remains. They are the stewards of that echo. The mystery of the missing skulls may never be fully solved, but it forces us to ask what we value and what we choose to preserve. The Hypogeum's greatest lesson might be that even in absence, there is a story, a haunting echo of what was lost, and a quiet plea for reverence. This has been Echoes of the Ancients. For Light Knot Studios, I'm Ibnul J. Farabi. Our archival home is https://www.lightknotstudios.com. Thank you for listening.